For the second week of our class. Again, this is SCI 1015, Intro to Life Sciences. So I'm going to go ahead and share screen. You should be able to see it already, what's due for week 2. So last week we did an introduction to the scientific method, looking at some of the basic units of life, looking at the chemical basis. This week we're going to concentrate on cells and the origin of life. So we have new assignments that are pretty interesting, at least in my opinion, for this week here. So again, we're going to look at different cellular or different scientific theories on the origin of life, where we came from. Actually, you have an assignment on that, which I'll share here in a little bit. Looking at the organelles in the cell, and then also looking at some of the keywords for additional literary review for your final project there. The readings for this week, you can concentrate on chapter 3. So take a look at 3.1 through 3.3, looking at comparing and contrasting prokaryotic versus eukaryotic cells, looking at how cells are studied, and also a few slides here looking at understanding evolution from soup to cells and also from prokaryotes to eukaryotes. There's some PowerPoints to help in your review as well, so take a look at those, cell structure and evolution, and also some videos and tutorials in addition to what I'll be sending you this week. So this is a really neat, in my opinion at least, assignment here. We're going to focus a lot on cells and organelles, but we're also going to look at the origin of life. So you're going to review this reading here, and I'll get to the link here in a second. You can choose one of the theories. They're actually hypotheses. They're not really theories. But you're going to research them, or research one of them using outside resources. And you're going to describe the hypothesis in your own words. So for instance here, what lines of evidence do scientists seem to think makes a hypothesis seem plausible or possible? And what are some of the weaknesses here? Make sure you include at least one outside source in addition to this article that I'm going to share here. So here's the participatory responses. Should be at least a paragraph here. So again, this is for your discussion. So your initial post due on Thursday and your 2 follow-up responses due by Sunday. So if you go to the theories, there's 7 theories here. If you just kind of scroll down, it started with electric spark, molecules of life on clay. Life began in deep sea vents. Life had a chilly start. DNA formation is another one. Simple beginnings, like from RNA. Life was brought here from outer space. And I think that's all 7 of them. So again, your initial response here, you're going to choose one of them. You're going to describe it, the evidence, or some of the weaknesses, and then your responses are going to be, try to pick one that is not the one that you picked, and just say whether you agree or disagree, and then what your theory is on that particular hypothesis. So again, initial response due by Thursday, your 2 follow-up responses due by Sunday. You have an assignment here called Little Mito. This is the story here, the link that you're going to read, and then prepare a document here answering these 6 questions. So you're going to describe the abbreviation and the function. So in past classes, you gotta be careful with this one. Most people just do what the abbreviation stands for. Make sure you also describe the function. So for instance, nucleus, what does it do? So make sure you do that to get the full 40 points. And then also address the remainder of the questions as well. So that assignment is also due Sunday. Your week 2 quiz is due Sunday, and then you have a week 2 paper checkpoint. So last week we looked at your topic. So now you're going to do some independent research. So you're just going to write a short paragraph right here and point out which of the experiments you would change, why, and where you think scientists could have improved upon if you were doing the experiment. Include any areas of further research as well, and then looking at ahead to check the second half of the checkpoint as well too. So again, what's due this week is your theory discussion here. So your initial post due by Thursday, your 2 follow-up responses due by Sunday, your assignment Little Mito also due Sunday, your week 2 quiz due on Sunday, and then your week 2 checkpoint, I keep saying PowerPoint, your week 2 checkpoint. Remember, part 1 is the short paragraph of what your recommendations of what could be improved upon. And then part 2 is you're going to list 3 to 4 keywords that you want to research about your particular health claim. Let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to some really great discussions this week on the origins of life.